What? Yo, you were just playing something in my car?
In the heart of the bustling metropolis of New York City, a seemingly routine traffic stop unfolds into a gripping tale that unveils the dark underbelly of law enforcement.
Alright, this was in the back seat on the floor. So marijuana cigarette.
It all begins on an ordinary day in Staten Island, when officers Elmer Pastron and Kyle Erickson spot a BMW with tinted windows and a driver who neglects to signal. Little do they know that this innocuous encounter will expose the length some officers are willing to go to make an arrest. Approaching the vehicle, the officers quickly realize they are dealing with 4 young black men. Backup is called as suspicion grows, and Officer Pastron recognizes some of the passengers, claiming they are associated with a notorious local gang.
I don't appreciate being lied to. I know there's weed in the car, I smell it.
And the controversial issue of marijuana possession. Moreover, the driver, Lasu Kuyate, has a previous assault conviction.
Wait, why are you searching me? Like, why are you touching me? No, I don't have nothing on me.
Further fueling their suspicions. The stage is set for what will become a gripping narrative of power, corruption, and the struggle for justice. Officer Erickson, seemingly driven by his own motivations, decides to search the car and its occupants. Pastron's body camera remains on, capturing the unfolding drama, while Erickson's camera mysteriously malfunctions, ceasing to record. Erickson begins his search, focusing on the passenger side and casting an intrigued gaze towards the rear floor area of the vehicle.
Backseat looks pretty clear.
Here, the plot takes an unexpected turn. Erickson, aware that his camera is not recording, discreetly maneuvers through the car's interior, while Pastron's camera unknowingly captures his actions. It appears that Erickson tampered with something in the back seat, but the true nature of his actions remains a mystery. Meanwhile, the officers engage in conversation, seemingly unaware of the brewing storm of controversy. Unbeknownst to Erickson, the car owner records his actions using a cell phone, capturing the officer holding small plastic bags whose contents and purpose are shrouded in uncertainty.
Yo, you were just playing something in my car?
Bro, step back.
Excuse me. Wait, hold on.
Step back.
Yo, he playing something in my car, yo. He playing something in my car. I'm not getting locked up.
The driver, handcuffed and left powerless, manages to discreetly document the unfolding drama. The truth hangs in the balance as the officer's actions are caught on camera, inadvertently revealing the deceit that may lie at the heart of this encounter.
Nah, we didn't find it, but he's bugging out, so I guess now it's gonna be OTA. He's not letting us do our job, you know?
Pastron, dedicated to his duty, continues his search, meticulously examining the rear floor area. Yet, despite their thorough scrutiny, the officers find no evidence of wrongdoing. In a moment of frustration, Erickson re-enters the back of the car, unaware that his camera has been reactivated.
Yeah.
Not knowing that his body camera is on, he is clearly seen carefully planting marijuana in the back seat to make it look real. His actions, hidden from his partner, are captured once again, casting further doubt on the integrity of the encounter.
Alright, this was in the back seat on the floor. It's a marijuana cigarette. It's lit. Just had to put it out. Yo, I found a cigarette. Blunt, okay? It was lit when I found it on the floor.
Yeah, that's why he's bugging out.
Take them off?
Huh?
You wanna take them off?
We only have it on him.
Yeah?
Yeah. So he's on that.
Yeah, but anything, narcotics in the car burning. All of them gone.
No, not weed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, listen, we found it, okay?
Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
The footage then transports us to the police station, where the handcuffed driver is taken for processing. Pastron engages in a conversation with him.
Yo, so y'all just put weed in my car, son.
Bro, we did not do that. Why would we do? He has a camera, I have a
in my
camera.
car.
He has a camera, I have a camera. Why would we do that? Like I said, the minute we stopped you, everything's being recorded. So for him to do that, that'd be the dumbest thing ever. He'd lose his job over a dumb arrest like this.
And it becomes clear that the officer had not discovered any contraband during the search. However, Erickson, determined to justify his actions, allegedly finds a joint on the floor, claiming it was lit and in plain sight. This supposed evidence becomes the catalyst for the arrest of all the car's occupants. As the legal process unfolds, the driver finds himself behind bars, charged with marijuana possession. In the courtroom, Officer Erickson confidently testifies that he found the joint, justifying the arrest of the driver and his companions. But the conflicting footage captured by the body cameras takes center stage, casting doubt on the officer's claims. The judge, alarmed by the inconsistencies, interrupts Erickson's testimony, realizing the significance of this compelling evidence. Recognizing the severity of the situation, the police department is advised to provide Erickson with legal counsel. In a stunning turn of events, the case against the driver eventually crumbles, with the marijuana charges dismissed and sealed. The internal investigators of the NYPD, reviewing the video evidence, declare no misconduct by the officers. Officer Pastron remains silent, evading any public comment, while Officer Erickson chooses not to provide a statement, leaving a lingering sense of uncertainty and unanswered questions about the conduct of law enforcement. In the wake of this captivating saga, the incident serves as a stark reminder of the deeply entrenched issues within the criminal justice system. If you love stories like this, subscribe and turn on notifications for more. Thanks for watching.